Welcome to Hailpass Survival Guides, giving miners like you a higher chance of survival on a budget. Today we will be going to and covering the planet Hoxes, located in system of unknown space managed by Deep Rock Galactic. Out here, dwarves are well taken care of, given all the healthy drinks they need, cobbled together with plenty of entertainment. Whether it be playing a jettisoning round of floppy boot, or simply entertaining oneself by throwing things into the launch bin that shouldn't be there. Though, not everything is as fun as the local space station shows it to be, for on the planet below rests the greatest threat to the dwarves' good time, the Glyphids. Spiky, prickly, surly, and sometimes cuddly, the Glyphid is the bog-standard apex predator on Hoxes, coming in a variety of sizes and morphs, though today we will be covering the basic three: the Glyphid, Glyphic Guard, and Glyphid Slasher. These Glyphids can be found all over Hoxes, crawling through tunnels, walking on the ceiling, and walking through the active radiation zone, roaring at dwarves that are just out of reach, and occasionally crawling around in your beard. The standard Glyphid are among the most commonly seen of the three, sporting a old-world arachnid-like body plan with a protective exoskeleton, 8 all-terrain legs, and a mouth full of "no sir, please get that away from me." Luckily, these Glyphids are only dangerous in large numbers, leaving them easily disposed of in the head, as well as the rest of their body is barely covered by their blast-resistant exoskeleton. Now, unlike its cousin, the Glyphic Guard is the one that has decided to protect more of its own hide than others, easily being the most dangerous of the three due to its thickened exoskeleton, which requires a form of armor removal, penetration, or outright obliteration, or the occasional "I'm surrounded so I'll hit it with a pickaxe." Though, like the standard Glyphid, it's only truly dangerous in groups, keeping the distracted miner's attention with its thick hide, while the rest of the swarm surrounds them and proceeds to have a nice dinner. The Slasher Glyphid is the one that thought defense is overrated, so I'll just max out my attack stat. Though no more of a threat than a common one, no one should give this Glyphid a cold shoulder, as it can easily cut through the toughest armors that DRG can develop or shell out for, rendering its foes silly as the rest of the swarm enjoys a nice attempt at dwarf sashimi. The Glyphid more or less has many of the same weaknesses as the standard one, dealing with the common swarm of Glyphids. Any miner worth their silica can easily dispense with most types of Glyphid swarms, and Deep Rock Galactic gives its miners more than their fair share of toys to repel the annoying native life. Though in case you are having trouble, one simple rule can save the life of even the most incompetent miner, and that is EVA. Evade, vacate, and avoid. Sometimes the best solution to a sudden onset of the Glyphid swarms is to run away. Now, this isn't in a cowardly fashion whatsoever. Sometimes it is merely best to get a better grasp on the situation and not sit in the middle of an all-devouring Glyphid swarm trying to hack away at it. While Glyphids are all-terrain menaces, their numbers often get in the way of their own mobility, so lead them down a nearby tunnel, either natural or prepared by your friendly teammate Driller, dropping a convenient grenade of nearly any variety as a present for the chasing Glyphids, which afterwards requires very little cleanup, though in the case of a lack of explosives, slowly whittling down the advancing Glyphids with gunfire is also a valid option. As well, while rather uncouth, it is a valid option to also simply avoid the Glyphids while the rest of the crew mops up the swarms, though this can be met with a plethora of reprimands, cut off access to the bar, and mockery by the rest of your crew. Proper etiquette for interacting with a Glyphid. For the vast majority of encounters, the best way to deal with a Glyphid is to simply smear it across a local cave wall with the remains of the near-arachnid's head. But common Slasher and Guard Glyphids differ slightly than the rest of their breeds, for some of the most accomplished of miners are capable of taming Glyphids, though Deep Rock Galactic doesn't allow their removal from the planet or placement onto the space rig, though DRG does tolerate their usage for the duration of the mission. Commonly referred to as Steve among dwarf mining crews, once tamed, the Glyphid will excitedly follow their new companion around and treat them like one of the swarm that needs to be protected with their own lives on the line. Now, unlike many other wild Glyphids to discern, your new companion Steve does enjoy a good head pat, usually responding with a raspy yodel, and likes many of them. Now, sadly, Steves don't last very long, as they're always on the front lines trying to defend number one, and some dwarves don't take this very well. Many Steve lovers often collect the remains of their mini Steves and then proceed to wear them as a type of tribute to their fallen comrade that they knew for a grand total of 40 or so short minutes. Now, while it isn't against Deep Rock Galactic's policy to wear the remains of foes, frenemies, or whatever they count as, it is highly unsanitary and probably the reason for the current state of the space rig, probably tracked in on one of the spare legs or so. Though it is probably against Deep Rock Galactic's policy to start warring tribes over whichever the best Steve is, as this leads to office infighting, improper cafeteria banter, and the staff getting tired of having to clean Carl out of the ventilation system. And for the last time, stop trying to build large statues of Steve in the Memorial Hall. Oh, well, crap. There goes the budget for this Hailpass. Good luck out there.